All right, guys, we'll go ahead and get started. We'll start standing today. Pretty light group tonight. Well, ish, maybe. If anybody wants to spread out a little or stagger, go right ahead. So let's go ahead and take the feet, pick up the toes, spread them apart, get a good stretch, bring them back down, and just get a grip on the mat there.
Okay, it's good. Thank you.
Soften the knees a little. We'll go arms just down by the sides to start. Maybe resting the eyes. Maybe just a light gaze on something in front of you. Coming up on the end of open enrollment here, a few more days of little bit of chaos, people coming in, phones ringing, a lot of distractions. Great way to practice bringing that attention back to the body, back to the breath, tuning out some of that outside noise. Let's start by taking a little peek at the body, looking inward. Noticing what's there today. Not judging it, being at peace with it, working with it. It's really good to notice the things going on in the body, because sure we can make some improvement. And then tuning into that busy headspace, that go, go, go. What's next? The list. Also those other things like that holiday stress. Like that emotional baggage, that frustration. Not judging those things either. Just noticing they're there. And just like the body, when pain in the headspace starts to amplify, go ahead and scale back. And then noticing what that breath is like to start without changing it. Breath holders and teeth clenchers, you're going to want to keep an extra eye on that breath. As soon as you overdo pushing through on a posture, the breath will go first. So keep checking in with it. We're going to start to grow the breath a little bit here. First, let's just give the shoulders a roll up, back, and down. Grip with the toes, soften the knees, tuck the tailbone. And now we'll start to grow that breath a little bigger. And as you grow the breath, go ahead and activate all the muscles surrounding the spine. Standing a little taller, longer neck, and actively pulling the fingers down and away from the ears. Just a couple more breaths right here. In that tall, activated stance. We're going to take the hands all the way up into a touchdown posture. And on an exhale, going to send the right hand forward, left hand back, twisting left. Inhaling back up. Exhaling, twisting right. Going to move to the rhythm of your own bigger breath here. Finding the extension in all parts of the movement. Checking in with the toes, checking in with the knees, the tailbone. Dropping the shoulders when the arms are out to the sides. The next time you inhale back up to that touchdown, go ahead and hold it. Reach the fingertips toward the ceiling. Feet are rooted. Next exhale, we're going to send the hips down and back. So like we're going to be sitting in a chair. Fingertips pulling out of those shoulders. Big breaths. Find a place of stability here. Let's lower the arms. Let's take them back. So pointing back behind the hips here. Fingers still pulling. Take a peek. Make sure you can see those toes. If you can't, scale back just a little bit till you can see them. Next inhale, we're going to take the arms up, straightening the legs up to toes. Check in with that tailbone. Just reaching. Let those ankles do their job, figuring it out. If your ankles aren't wobbly, pick the heels up just a little higher. We're going to flow once again here. We're going to exhale, heels down, sinking back into the chair. And then we're going to inhale, back up to toes. Going to move to the rhythm of your own breath here. Look for the extension in all parts. If you need a little cardio or strength, you might go a little faster, so the breath would speed up. If you need more stretch and restoring, maybe a little slower. Tuck that tailbone on that heel lift. The next time you find yourself up on toes, go ahead and hold there. Just a couple breaths. Let's lower those heels down. Sorry. Drop the hands. Let's send them behind the back. Gonna clasp the hands. Just keeping them here on that lower back. Gonna exhale, apply a little pressure there. Send the shoulders back. Maybe tilt the pelvis a bit if you find that arch creeping into that lower back. Big breaths. Last one here. And go ahead and release those hands. Front of the thighs. Next exhale, we're going to slide them down. Hinging at the waist, pulling the sit bones back, pulling the crown of the head forward. Might apply a little pressure to the front of those legs to get a bit more stretch. Two more big breaths, sending them straight down that straight spine. And then inhaling back upright. Arms down by the sides here, palms facing the body. Soft knees, pulling the shoulders down and away from the ears. We're going to take the right arm and we're going to start to draw giant circles. Finding the extension in all parts of the circle. If you find an area that's really tense there, you can pause, send a couple big breaths. Clicking, popping, grinding, make it smaller. Let's reverse direction. Feeling free, just a pause if needed. Last one on this side. Going straight into that left one right after pulling the shoulders down, giant circles. Notice how that circle might feel a little different on this side. Don't lose the breath, focusing on the circle. Breathe in, pause, breathe out. Let's reverse direction on that circle. Soften the knees, tuck the tailbone. And then pausing at center when the arms are both down by the sides. Fingertips still pulling down and away. Next, exhale, left ear in the direction of that left shoulder. You might extend those fingertips just a little bit higher. Those opposite arrows of movement. Numbness or tingling in the arms or hands, just closer to the body. Next, exhale, chin in the direction of that left collarbone. Navigating slowly, noticing the process, breathing through it. Slowing it down intentionally to get more out of it. Let's inhale that head back to center. Pull the shoulders down and away from the ears. Next, exhale, right ear in the direction of that right shoulder. Which side do you notice more stress or more tension? Maybe extending those left fingertips out, maybe bringing them closer to the body. Next, exhale, chin toward that right collarbone. Just one more big breath here. Let's inhale that head back upright, pulling the shoulders down. Next, exhale, sending those hips down and back, reaching the arms forward, pulling out of the shoulders with those fingertips. Let's Try to evenly distribute the weight here on 2 feet. Need a little more, you might try lifting those heels. Might have to scale back in order to do that. Still want to peek down, make sure you can see those toes if you do lift the heels. Last big breath here. The heels are up, bring them down. Go ahead and support yourselves up tall. Drop the arms, let's send them behind the back. Clasp the palms right behind that lower fat. Knuckles toward the floor, crown of the head toward the ceiling. Primary movement, shoulders back. If you have a little space here, you might find you have a gentle lift. But check in with those joints. Don't let those shoulders roll forward. For more depth, primary is shoulders back. Last big breath here. Let's release those hands. Let's take a couple steps back on the mat if you're toward the front, or scramble to the carpet to balance. Stepping forward with the right foot, lifting the left foot out back. Finding stability, reaching those right fingertips or both hands forward. Want you to check in with that right hip. Let's straighten it out. If that right knee is locked out, give it some softness. Big breaths. Last one here. Let's bring that left foot down, bring those arms down, give the hips a good shake. Not my day for balance. I was out pretty quick there. Let's go ahead, let's take a step forward with the left foot, brand new side. Pick up the toes, get a grip. Lift that right foot behind. Reach forward with the arms. Fingers are actively pulling away from the toes. Bring that breath back. Soften that knee. Just 2 more breaths on this side. Let's bring that right foot down, bring those arms down, give the hips a good shake. Let's go one more, just to counter here. We're going to step forward with the left foot, grip with the toes. We're going to pick the right foot up in front. That ankle's not wobbly, just a little bit higher. Pull the shoulders down. Straighten the hip. Relax. Last breath here. Let's bring it down. Shake it out. Look for what's tensed up. Got a good shake there. Let's step forward with the right foot. Grip with the toes. Let's pick the left foot up in front. It's not fun keeping that hip straight. Let's straighten it, following that form. Just a couple more here. And let's bring that left foot down, give the hips a shake, and arms down. reaching the fingertips actively away from one another. On an exhale, we're going to bring the arms forward. We're going to stack the right elbow over the left. We're going to wind, looking for thumbs, fingers, palms. We're going to inhale the elbows up and out. We're going to exhale, elbows toward the body, forearms toward the floor, tucking the chin into that little groove. Breathing big right here. Sending those breaths right to those shoulder blades. What's going on with that stance now? Want all the rounding in the upper back, so straighten up that lower and mid back. Just one more big breath here. Let's slowly release those hands as we're bringing those elbows back up. We're going to send them out wide. We're going to counter, sending the fingertips toward the wall behind us. Kind of opening up that chest a little. Couple good breaths there. Next exhale, starting to bring those arms forward again, this time stacking the left elbow over the right. Winding, looking for thumbs, fingers, palms. Inhaling, elbows up and out. Exhaling, dropping the arms. See if you can relax those shoulders here. Any shoulder issues in the group, go ahead and scale back just a little. Keep an eye on any previous pain you brought in, with the goal of decreasing the pain. Great one to check in with range of motion, side to side. We're going to inhale those elbows back up slowly, gently unwinding, sending the arms wide, sending the fingers back. Opens that chest a little, so just a couple big breaths right there. And then we're going to go ahead and bring those arms back down. Let's go a few shoulder rolls slowly forward or backward. You can reverse. Let's switch direction. Let's go hands to the front of the thighs here. Next exhale, we're going to start to send the hands down the front of the thighs, pulling the sit bones back, pulling the crown of the head forward. Maybe applying a little bit of pressure to the legs. Just a couple big breaths here. And then dropping forward fold here, just making the torso heavy. Maybe locking elbows, a gentle sway side to side. Shifting the weight forward, maybe a little backward. And when you're ready, you're grasping those elbows, go ahead and release. Bend the knees, hands to the floor, fingers wide, walk the feet back. Hips are moving in the direction of the ceiling. Chest is moving toward the front of the thighs. Back of the thighs are moving toward the wall behind. Gaze is between your feet. Heels are moving in the direction of the floor. Go ahead and pedal out there. And when you're ready, going to start to shift that weight coming onto the arms, keeping the elbows soft, fingers are gripping. We're going to pull the heels toward the wall behind, pull the crown of the head toward the wall in front. Just a couple more breaths right here. We'll bring those knees down gently, one at a time. We're going to take them wide. Big toes moving toward one another. We're going to sink the hips in the direction of the heels and walk the hands forward. Forehead might rest on the block or it might rest on the mat. Try to let those tired shoulders go heavy here. Relaxing the arms, relaxing the shoulders. And just a mini check-in here. Checking in with the body, checking in with the brain, checking in with the breath. Let's take the hands up to fingertips here. Just noticing how that brings in a bit of extension. And then bringing the palms back down. And when you're ready, slowly walking those hands back up. Squaring up, hips directly over the knees, shoulders over soft elbows, stacked over wrists. Next inhale, we're going to take the right fingertips, we're going to send them in the direction of the ceiling. We're going to reach out of that shoulder. We're going to exhale, we're going to drop that right arm, thread it beneath the left, sending the right shoulder in the direction of the floor. Need a little more, you can take that left hand, place it on the lower back. Small sway of the hips might allow you to sense different stretches available right here. And when you're ready, that hand is on the back, and slowly bring it around. Using that left arm to support back up. Finding yourself on all fours again. Fingers wide and gripping, elbows soft. Next inhale, we're going to send those left fingertips towards the sky.
It's James.
We're going to exhale, we're going to sweep that left hand beneath the right arm. Left shoulder. Moving in the direction of the floor. Maybe taking that right hand to the lower back. Maybe a slight sway of the hips. Just a few more right here. And when you're ready, gonna bring that right arm back around if it's on that lower back. Supporting up here, right back to all fours. Hips squared right over the knees. We're going to send the right foot back, going right up to toes. Going to start to send that right heel in the direction of the wall behind, pulling the crown of the head forward. Big breaths right there, opposite areas of movement. Last big breath here. And why not? Let's go ahead and lift that right leg. Point those right toes back. Grip with those right fingers. Reach forward with the left fingertips. Just one more big breath here. Then we're going to bring that left hand down. We're going to bring that foot down. Send that heel toward the wall. Pull the crown of the head forward for one good breath. Ending on an extension, then bringing that knee back to meet the lip. Brand new side. Let's send that left leg back up to toes. Left heel pulling toward the wall behind. Crown of the head pulling forward. Big breaths right here. Grip with those fingers. Strengthens those joints. Last breath here. And then we'll lift that left foot. Point the toes back. Pull the crown of the head forward. Reaching that right hand up. Reaching forward with those fingertips. Bit more balancing here. One more big breath here. Bringing that hand down, bringing that knee down. Actually, sending those toes back once more. Left heel toward the wall behind, crown of the head pulling against it. And now we'll go ahead and bring that left knee back to meet the right. Still on all fours here. Some may need to come down a different way here, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my right leg and I'm going to start to send my right knee in the direction of my hands, coming down onto my right hip. Once that right hip is down, that left leg is moving in the direction of straight. You want to roll onto the top of that foot as much as possible. Squaring the torso up over this right leg. Relax the back leg and on an exhale, walking those hands forward. Relax that jaw, relax that right hip. Let's try to keep that right hip grounded. It's a lot better for that knee. Relax that back leg again. If you find you're all the way down to forearms and would like a little more here, you can take the left hand, thread it beneath the right, sending that left shoulder in the direction of the floor. Muscles are good and warmed up here. You might be a little more willing to give. So inhale, assess, and exhale, explore depth. Just a few more big breaths here. Bigger muscles. We just have a little bit longer hold times. And when you're ready, start to slowly walk those hands back upright. Going to carefully bring that left leg around, mindful of that knee. Just going to pause long enough to bring it around, cross it over. If it's not going to cross over today, go ahead and keep it on the inside. Left hand right behind this left hip, right hand outside this left knee, extend tall. Exhaling, twisting left. Following with your gaze. Breathing big. Just one more here. And then gently unwinding, uncrossing. Let's keep this kind of as is here briefly. Let's send this foot right back with the right one. We want them close to the hip, tucking onto the tops as much as possible. Get one side stretch here. I'm going to show an alternate way in just a minute. So if this is pulling on the knees, you can go ahead and scale back or out. I noticed some of you have grabbed a block, automatically put it up under that right hip. That's a great solution, but I will still give you an alternate. Left hand right outside this left foot. Right fingertips extending tall, reaching, pulling. Spine is nice and straight. Exhaling, maybe walking the fingers out. I'm going to turn my body so you can see how mine are here. I'm leaning in the direction of my feet. So rather than leaning against my feet, you want that left hand to be right by that foot, moving this direction. Reaching for where the ceiling and the wall meet. Last one here. Walking those fingers up, bringing that right hand down. And now we're going to go ahead and carefully start to bring both legs around. Left knee is going to be in front this time. We're going to slowly send the right foot back.
Oh.
Rolling onto the top of that foot. Squaring up over that left knee. Keeping that left sit bone right on the ground. Exhaling, walking those fingers out.
And let him be with you.
Relaxing the back leg, relaxing the jaw. All the way down to forearms. You can take the right hand, you can thread it beneath the left, sending that right shoulder in the direction of the floor. This is one of those postures that's really great for range of motion imbalances as well. So if you notice a lot of different side to side here, it's probably some kind of imbalance in the hips. You might feel some of that in the knee as well. Right here, you shouldn't feel anything in the knee. If you do, scale back. Keep breathing big. Keep assessing. Just a few more big breaths right here. Relax that back leg. And when you're ready, slowly start to walk those hands back up. Carefully bringing that right leg around slowly. If it's accessible, crossing over that left knee. Not today, go right there on the inside. Right hand behind that right hip. Left hand to the outside of that right knee. On an exhale, twisting right. Only twisting as far as that spine stays nice and straight. Gripping with those right fingers. 2 more breaths right here. And then gently unwinding. Gently uncrossing. Taking that right foot this time. Bringing it over near that left. Tucking them both against that right hip. Assessing. Lifting that left hip. Something shows up there in the knees. Gonna go right hand outside that right foot. Inhaling, extending the fingertips tall. This might be all. Little more space. Exhaling, walking those fingertips out. Find that magic spot. breathe big, but no pain is amplified. Body's not fighting back. Head space isn't wild. Last big breath here. Let's bring that left hand back around. Let's slowly bring both feet to the front. Soles of the feet to the mat. Let's have a little fun. We're going to see if we can rock back. We're normally doing this one where we're rocking back. Let's see if we can rock back and see if we can reach for the feet. You can reach for the insides of those feet. You might try extending them. Let's keep the knees soft. Let's see if we can straighten up that back a bit. Wherever we are, this is the first time we've ever done this. Everybody's like, nope. Some are like way up. See if you can straighten that back. Requires a little bit of strength work there for sure. One more big breath. Bending the knees slowly, safely, bringing the feet back down to the mat. Let's grab onto the front of the shins and let's roll down slowly onto our backs. Let's start by just extending the legs out long. We're not moving into our final posture here. We're just going to settle onto our backs on the floor. Let's take the arms wide into a T with the palms up. Just opening those shoulders a little. Might feel a lot different than when you started. Did a good bit of shoulder work today. Let's take the soles of the feet first to the mat. And then we're just going to take the soles of the feet together and let the knees fall out to the sides. And then we're just going to try to be heavy here. Relax the shoulders, relax the hips. Relax the rib cage. Relax the lips and the cheeks. Let's take the soles of the feet back to the mat. Let's put the knees together and let's walk the feet out to the side, so just the opposite. Relax the jaw. Relax the legs. And then let's bring the feet closer again, but soles of the feet both to the mat. Don't autopilot this one. going to be just a little different. But we're going to take the right knee and we're going to cross it over the left leg. So we're not going with the ankle. We're going with that whole leg. Once you've got that crossed, we're going to roll over onto that left side. We're going to bring the knees close to the chest, or as close as they're going. We're going to inhale, right fingertips up toward the ceiling. We're going to exhale, right hand falling down and back. Little bit different from the other one. Maybe glancing toward that right hand. Anything shows up with the neck, just redirect that gaze toward the ceiling. Try to relax that right shoulder. Relax that left shoulder. Just a few more big breaths here. Not forcing that hand to the floor. If it's not there, if it's just dangling, big breath. When you're ready, we'll go ahead and start to slowly bring that right arm back around. I'm crossing that right leg, bringing the knees up one at a time onto our backs. Gentle rock side to side. Let's go soles of the feet back down to the mat. You might have to shimmy a little for this side. But we're going to go ahead and cross that left leg over the right. Then we're going to roll over onto that right side. Bringing the knees closer to the chest. Extending those left fingertips up toward the sky, reaching out of that left shoulder, exhaling, dropping that left hand down and back. Following with your gaze. Checking in with the neck. Relax that right shoulder, relax that left shoulder. This is also a great posture for finding those range of motion imbalances. So just making that mental note. Maybe one hand touches the floor, the other doesn't. Just a couple more on this side. And then we're slowly going to bring that left hand back around. Uncrossing that left leg, bringing one knee up at a time. Gentle rock side to side. Still with those knees up, let's send the soles of the feet in the direction of the ceiling. You might reach around with your hands, grabbing the outside of the feet and gently pulling or guiding those knees in the direction of the rib cage. Let's keep those hips down on the ground. Prevent that rounding and folding of that lower back. Last big breath here. Releasing the feet. We're going to move into our final posture here. So go ahead and walk the feet out long. Relax the legs, allowing the feet to fall out to the sides. Arms may be at the sides, palms up. Let's go just a little bit of nidra today. Relax the feet. Relax the calves. Relax the thighs and the hips.
Tim, hey man, how are you? Come on in.
Relax
for that
the
little
belly
delay there.
and the ribs.
How's your evening going so far?
Relax the chest and the shoulders. Relax the arms and the hands. Relax the head. Relax the jaw. Relax the lips. Relax the cheeks, the eyes. Relax the forehead. Relax all the tiny muscles in the face. Allow the breath to do what the breath wants to do. Take another peek. What's going on? The body. The brain. And the breath. eventually going to bring some of that slower movement back. A little bit softer, a little bit more intentional. It's at your pace. Checking in if you noticed anything your body needs. Winding down for the evening. Take the time. Take the time to address it. Maybe it was an imbalance you noticed. Spend a little more time on that side. Or maybe it was just your favorite. Eventually rolling onto one side, supporting yourselves back upright.